Best that I knew, Camille Ewald owned the house, her and her family, and Cuss moved in there. And when he moved in there, fighters and stuff were subsidized by Caton and Jacobs. I hit him hard enough to show him who's boss. I did hit him hard enough to get his attention that he knew who was boss. I always stayed a step ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, is it all right if I talk to the guy that discovered Mike Tyson? How you doing, Bobby?
Good, how are you, sir?
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what was it like meeting Mike Tyson back in the days?
Exciting. And not at first, but exciting as things as he progressed.
Wow.
Kid was willing to work, and it was just any of the kids who were willing to work. It was nice to work with.
What was his attitude like back in them days?
Super.
Was he like a troublemaker? Or?
He was a troublemaker when he come to the open program. Then he got sent to us, which was secure, limited secure.
He acted out severely at Tryon initially and then calmed down after meeting Bobby Stewart.
I remember the day when Mike came, yes. I remember the first time laying eyes on him. And they brought him in handcuffs. And he found out that I was an ex-fighter. And he asked one of the staff, well, how can I meet Stewart? Finally, I went to his room one night and I banged on his door to intimidate him. I said, so you want to meet me? What the hell do you want? He said, I want to be a fighter. I said, so do the rest of these other guys, all the rest of these other guys. They haven't got to work to be a fighter.
He tried to be ferocious. He went after Bobby. He was very strong. And Bobby had to open up to keep him in his place from overwhelming him.
He was perfect. He was aggressive as hell. I said, guess what he said about you, punk? I said, he says, you continue down the line you're on now, you become the heavyweight champion of the world. And he hugged me. And he says, he did not. I said, he did, I'm telling you.
What else happened?
Well, the thing was, most of them didn't know what they were doing at all. But just once they started, they had to finish. One time, I think it was 32 rounds of different, one round apiece for the kids. Yep. And but they all would get out because they all wanted to say they did it. They lasted the 3 minutes, so they would train or they behaved themselves and they'd go right to sleep. There was never any problems at night fighting amongst each other or arguing or anything like that. It was just a good night for everybody all around.
And he drove this long driveway. He's looking. He said, "What's this?" I said, "This is the house." Cuss the house? He said, "I'm going to stay here. What am I going to do? Take the garbage out?" I said, "Probably." He said, "There's a lot of other things you're going to do too." But he said, "If you behave and do what you're supposed to, you will live here with Camille and Cuss."
It was an astounding experience. He was obviously a prodigy. It was like the first time I saw John Coltrane, or the first time I saw Bruce Springsteen, or the first time I read Norman Mailer, or the first time I saw Baryshnikov. It was clear this was somebody special.
I never knew much about Mike Tyson when he was younger. I wasn't really into boxing like that. But to sit here right now and meet this guy, Bobby Stewart here, and look at the videos, this is awesome right here. This is history right here. Bobby Stewart, meeting him, being in the room with him. I would have never thought in a million years I'd be in here right now. Meeting the man right here. Wow, Bobby Stewart's neat. Never met nobody that knew Mike Tyson before, so it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
In the gym, Mike fought like a wildcat, always, no matter who he was with. He would try to knock out anybody, no matter who it was. Mike used to knock out somebody every day of the week, sometimes two guys.
In case you want to go a little more, he knows.
Gus, you
Go ahead.
I figured I'd help you out.
Good to see you.
What do you know about Bobby?
Trained Mike Tyson, excellent trainer, very, very good guy. And I just got out of rehab myself, and I'm straightened out my life, and that's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to train for boxing or UFC or something in that nature. So I got out of rehab about a week and a half ago, and I came in the gym to start training and start working out and stuff. And
That's great. First of all, you're beaten, like you say, you're straightening your life out. That's number one thing. That's what all this thing about boxing, UFC. It's always, I held stuff over Tyson's head, so we didn't do things, smoke, drink, drugs, or that. You're lifting weights now, whatever like that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Whatever keeps you straight, keep doing it.
I got a father and son, and you know, they're a big inspiration for me. But I always wanted to get into to UFC or boxing, more or less boxing, because Mike Tyson was actually a big inspiration to me too. You know, I watched him growing up boxing. It's just something I've always wanted to do, and I think I'd have a really good chance at it if I got hooked up with a good trainer and I'm as dedicated as I am, especially from where I've come from with the drug use and stuff like that. I think I have a really good shot at making it somewhere.
What's he need to do?
Boxing?
Yeah.
Determination. Main thing. Give up other things. You don't go out tonight. You don't go to the movies tomorrow. You don't do this. You gotta work. All work. How old are you?
28.
20. It's a little old, but you join in gyms like anything else, you start from scratch. There's people. What was it? Rocky Marciano, I think, didn't have a fight till he's 25 years old or something like that. And he's a heavyweight champ 5 years later or 4 years later.
I mean, age has a lot to do with it, but if you're in your early 30s or late 20s, if it's the dedication. I think anybody can do anything. It's what you put your mind to it and how much you put into it, I think, is what's really going to carry you there. And to get hit and to get dragged down, but yet bring yourself back up, I think that's another big part of it. You know, because I've hit bottom a bunch of times in my life, and I feel like I have a chance today. You know what I mean?
That's important. More important, it's excellent. I don't care what anybody says. You got to be number one. You got friends, you got fathers, you got sisters, yourself. I don't care. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers. You got to be number one. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're involved in drugs or drinking or something like that, and it's affecting your life, they're all screwed up too. So you got to put yourself number one, beat your problem, and then you can be good to them.
You know, the weights and all that, it just makes me feel so much better. You know,
Absolutely.
Dedicating a couple hours of my time a day to go in the gym, and I just feel so much better about myself. I feel a lot more healthier, and the people, you know what I mean, that come up to you and that see you when you're doing your worst, you know what I mean, they see how you're doing now, and it's a good feeling. It really is.
That's great.
It really is.
Keep it up.
If everything goes the way it's been going, I'd put Mike in the ring in about June or July against somebody in the top 10. But you must remember, once you break into the top 10, you can't go backwards.
Every opponent was carefully selected. Our picking was very, very well done. Some people felt that we were bringing Mike along too quickly. Other people felt that we were bringing Mike along too slowly. But Mike was brought along exactly right.
That's it.
Very good, very good.
Jimmy and Bill Caton knew what they were doing with Mike Tyson. And if they said, Kevin Rooney is your man, he's going to train you, there were no more questions. And Kevin Rooney and Tyson had this closeness because of that closeness Tyson had with Customato. But whatever they were doing, it worked. And Kevin Rooney was all of a sudden looking like the greatest trainer who has ever come into the sport of boxing.